Hello, welcome to another episode of Garden to Table with Rose, and I am Rose. So I came out, it's nice and a little bit overcast this morning. It's May 28th, and I am gardening in Zone 6A, Kalamazoo, Michigan. I came out to try to do a quick mini tour of the front garden because some things are in bloom that are really pretty, and I wanted to capture them on film. So unfortunately, there's a dog barking in the background. Try to ignore that. It's probably going to start raining soon, so I'll try to do this as quickly as I can. But I'm here in the driveway, the side drive, standing by the back fence for reference. And look at this peony here. It's all budded up. They're not ready to be picked yet. You pick them for cutting when they're at marshmallow stage, kind of a firm marshmallow. So they got a few days to go, but there's several buds on there that I can cut. This golden smoke bush is finally getting some size, so I'm very happy about that. If you recall from last year, I had a huge artemisia back here that died over the winter, so I got another one, a little one. I always buy little ones because they're more affordable. It's a different variety, but I have that there, so it's still alive. It hasn't died, so that's always a good sign for me. This viburnum is done flowering for now. I don't know if it'll flower again later in the season, but I do love the texture on those leaves. I pointed that one out before. And then everything over here is doing well. Here's the peony that I just planted. As you can see, it's a white one. I'm not gonna cut because that one was just planted. Actually, I should have technically removed the bud so that they could focus on root growth, but I'm not doing that. I'm gonna let them all bloom that want to bloom. So one, I can see what color they are because I've only had I think one peony bloom in the past years. My little boxwoods are getting bigger here. They ultimately will need to be shaped. These are supposed to be more of a triangular shape at the end of the day. So we have those interspersed with the hydrangeas. Limelight Prime, I believe. Those are doing well. I got some things coming up. I don't know what those are. They look almost like gladiolas, but I don't recall planting any new ones there. I had some there last year, which I didn't think those bulbs came back, but maybe they do. We'll see. These are my edible roses. So I have this apricot colored one, and they're by Proven Winners. And look how pretty that is. And then there's several buds on there. And then there's another one just like it there. And then I have another one called Paired, which is a paler peach color. But they're bred to be more edible than other roses, so they have a better flavor. So I'm not baking anything right now, so that's why I haven't cut any. I don't have anything to decorate, but I usually use those to decorate like desserts, basically cakes and stuff like that. My little pine here, conifer, is still going strong. It was the tiniest thing. I'm telling you, it was about the size of my finger when I got it last year and planted it, and it survived the winter, so I'm happy about that. You can finally see the roses coming up here. This arborvitae is beautiful, a golden color, but you can finally see the rest of my roses, the ones that survived, coming up, and they seem to be healthy so far. They're doing well. All these alliums have bloomed, and they're going over now. I don't know if you can see them really well on here, but there were a bunch of tall purple ones, which were really nice over here. They just pop up and added that purple, beautiful color, especially when there's not much else blooming. I got a lot of this coming up, and I'm not sure what this is. I know I sprinkled the seed, so I don't know if it's agrostemma or nicotiana, something like that. But you can see some of it took, and it's opening up, so I'm excited about that. That'll add some color over here. Oh no, this looks like some Orlea. If it is, I want to pull it out because you know how I feel about Orlea. There's a lot of that purplish little flower coming up, and I'll probably cut some because I have so many patches. There's at least 8 patches of that, so I'll probably use that in a cut flower bouquet. And then over here, this is a white twist redbud. with white flowers, not red, not pink flowers. And that did bloom earlier, and now it's getting bigger, so I'm happy about that. That'll be a beautiful tree here, anchoring the ends. And then, of course, I have, oh, what are these, foxgloves coming up? That purple smoke bush is beautiful, and it has some little flowers on the end of it. I got some foxgloves on the other side that are blooming. This dapple willow is beautiful. I use that as filler sometimes when I can't find anything else. There's another big rose bush. And then over here I got some scabby osa. That's starting finally to flower. There's patches of the scabby osa as well on the side. And then just the other stuff I had here, pots and Dusty Miller. I got a couple of little proven winter shrubs that I just planted last season that were very tiny and are actually growing, so that's good. The arborvitaes over here, they seem to be growing. The one in the front, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was the winter, the cold, but the one in the front, yeah, that one is looking sad, but it is greening up, so that's a good sign. And then over here, I moved some things. I moved a lot of the white lilies because they were crowding. They were multiplying and crowding out the little side garden in front of the house, or a little front strip. So I moved a lot of the lilies over here. And then I got the Shasta daisies that come back every year. Yeah, more Shasta daisies. That is another hydrangea. There's even some sedum thrown in here. And then in the front, I put the drought tolerant salvia kinds of things. Salvia's rosemary is in there. My little rosemary cuttings and starts that I do every year. Alright, so let's see. I'm gonna hit the highlights. This viburnum has not done well here. I think every year things come and they eat the leaves and the new growth. Deer, rabbits, and rabbits probably both, because as you can see, that was all new growth, and the tops, I don't know if you can see that, but the tops are gone, and I did not cut it like that. Something came and ate it, as well as the leaves that were on the tree. So, you know, it's a bigger shrub now, so I don't want to dig it out, and I wanted it to anchor this end of the garden. So my thought was that if it can get tall enough, then the deer won't be able to reach it, because I'm trying to limit up into a tree form. But if they keep eating all the leaves, I don't know how that's gonna happen. Okay, there's more of the lilies here. I put some lilies even there, which you probably shouldn't have put them right by that tree branch, but it did. I transferred some lilies over here. Lilies are everywhere. I have pruned all of my trees. It's raining lightly now. I pruned all of my fruit and nut trees up here. These oak leaf hydrangeas are looking beautiful. Look at this. So Gatsby Gal is one, and Gatsby something else. They're both Gatsby's. And then I have another peony coming up here that I just planted. I actually moved this 9-bark from the other side on the left up here because it was just getting smothered out by all the other things. It wasn't getting much sun. So let's hope it bounces back. It's a beautiful dark colored 9-bark, and I think that one was a proven winners. What else do I have in here? I think that's a Abelia, I think, shrub. I had to really thin this Buplurum. This is I sprinkled Buplurum all over this area, and it literally every seed must have germinated because it was so much that I had to thin it out severely. Like I removed 80% of it. Like it was so much. So I use Buplurum for cut flower fillers. So I like that it readily reseeds, or you can just shake the seeds and have more of it each year. So you don't have to buy more seeds. This tree I cut all the way back because, as I told you before, the leaves just all wilted on it and it was looking sickly. I assume it had some kind of fungal infection. Let's hope that it survives. That is either an apricot or a necticot tree, one of the two. Oh, this Baptisia is looking beautiful. Look at that. Oh, it looks great. I did plant, I believe I planted gladiolas over here recently, so I think those are the ones I just planted. And then I got salvias over here. I have a white version, I have pink, I have purples. This is oregano, decorative oregano. And then here's where I planted the 4 new trees I got. There's the old trees. Everything seems to be doing okay. So yeah, the trees that I just planted seem to be doing well. And then I moved some shrubs in between the 2 trees that were crowding out on this side over here. It was getting pretty packed over here. So I moved some things out and just put them in between the trees. Let's see. Oh, look at that cotton candy maple. It's looking beautiful. That's a beautiful shrub. There's lots of hydrangeas in here. Here are my peach trees. Do I have any peaches this year? I do. Let's hope the bugs don't destroy them all. I have baby peaches. So we'll see. I did get, as I mentioned, I think I mentioned before, I had some fungal issues with my trees in the back especially. The back doesn't get as good at air circulation because of the fence. So I really had to just cut them down and then spray them with copper fungicide and hope next year they are fine and I get some fruit. But this year most of my fruit trees are not going to give me anything. These are 2 white clematises that I have that climb up this trellis. Let's see, let me hit the highlights here. And then I have some hydrangeas over here too that prefer shade, it seems. That one likes shade. Oh, this is a beautiful shrub. Look at the flowers on this. And I cannot tell you what this is. It's a fairly common shrub, maybe a different variety, but it's beautiful. I may use that as filler once it gets taller. Another, I think 9 bark, looks like over in there. What is this? This is my blue rose of Sharon right here. And then Sun King Aurelia. I have some of that in different spots. That's forsythia. I did plant some shrubs over here. Last time I told you I stuck the dappled willow twigs. Well, they died. That didn't work out. But instead, I was shopping at Home Depot and they had these willows. What is it? Dwarf Arctic willow. So it's supposed to stay pretty short compared to other willows, I guess, maybe 6 to 8 feet. But so I got 2 of those and I just put those here, and then the butterfly bushes survived, the little ones I showed you, so they're still going strong. But I didn't amend the soil. The soil is horrible. It's up against the house. It has lots of tree roots from this oak tree behind me and probably the old maple that I had taken down as well. And so it's a very poor growing area, and it's all mostly shade most of the time. But you know, just having something that's a little screen here for the base, the concrete foundation of the house would be nice. So and some color. So hopefully those survive and do okay. This is a hydrangea here. I think that's a PG hydrangea. And then there's another one just like it in front of the house, in front of the windows. Oh, I did get the lilac. I bought a little lilac, Little Miss Kim or something like that. And I planted that one right there. My goal is to put lilacs throughout here, where you see these grass strips that I've left, because I just don't have enough energy to dig all of this grass out when I started working on expanding this. I'm gonna put lilacs, if I can fit two in each little square all the way up to the front. So that's 6 lilacs. So that is my goal for this border. You know, the fruit trees, a couple of shrubs, and then the lilacs, and that will kind of fill it out. Yeah, that'll pretty much fill it out over here, and then it'll be all joined to one, and I will be happy and done with this side. What's this? Red twig dogwood. This bed, oh, they're looking sad, but it's raining, so that hopefully will perk them up. This bed is where I planted all the little celosia starts that I ordered online. They're plugs. So that's all celosia, which I use as a filler for cut flowers. There's the other PG hydrangea. The window boxes are still going strong with the pansies. Thank goodness, because I don't have anything else that's gonna go in there. Right now. I don't have any ideas because it's all shade. But you can see everything over here is growing. I'm filling in. Lots of hydrangeas in there. It's just like a whole strip of hydrangeas, and there are a couple, they're very tiny still, that I moved that are here as well, variegated, which I had never seen. The leaves are variegated, but those two are hydrangeas as well. So yeah, as you go through here, it's all hydrangeas. Behind the hydrangeas is a row of barberries. So there's 4 barberries back there. Look at this. This scene right here is just so lovely. This is crocosmia, these blades sticking up, so they have bright red flowers, which the hummingbirds love, which will be coming up. There's a hydrangea thrown in the middle. There's this lemony lace elderberry. There's this flowering tree. I can't even think of the name of it. Is it a rose of Sharon? I think it's a rose of Sharon, which the flowers change colors every season, from pink to purple to I don't know what color. They were supposed to be red when I got it. And then there's a peach tree behind that, but that's just such a beautiful, to me, picture right there. And then you can even add in the maple, and then the cherry blossom tree. I mean, it's just, and then you can add the baptisia and the orange little mini roses. It's just really such a beautiful scene. And I think once this Bosnian pine gets tall too, it'll all be just a lovely little vignette there. So yeah, so that's what I got going on in the front for the most part. Oh, the other thing I wanted to point out are these irises. Now these are bulb irises, and I only had 20 of them because I just saw them online and said let me add them to my cart. I never planted these before, but they are beautiful. I love them, and they make a pretty good cut flower from what I've read. They naturalize, so hopefully they'll be coming back and multiplying. I did order more for the fall in some other colors. They come in like purples. I think they have a pink variety. So I ordered more, but I love those. They are just so pretty. And then, you know, there's a big hydrangea, a little lime or something like that in the middle, and then just a lot of little shrubs around the edge of that. And then over here, I think I also have more foxgloves planted along the fence. But here's more. But like I said, I only got 20 of them. But they're so pretty. So I have 2 patches there. And then there was another patch up by the house. So let's see. Over here, more hydrangeas. My roses over here look like they had some kind of fungal infection maybe. I cut them all down to the ground. And if they come back, great, next year or whatever. If they don't, that's fine. But I don't want anything that's going to be prone to being diseased in my garden. I don't have time for that. So my little hydrangeas are doing well. This one is the same as these other 2. For some reason it has stayed very small, where those have taken on size. So this is a tiny wee white hydrangeas, I believe, so they're supposed to stay pretty small. My beautiful golden arborvitaes are doing well over here. I did plant boxwood, little boxwoods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I bought 5 of them. They were like $10 at Home Depot. I do like boxwoods, especially if they're disease resistant ones, and so I do want to kind of make sure I have a lot of boxwood dispersed throughout the garden over time. And those are tiny ones that should stay 3 feet, I think 3 feet, 3 to 5 feet tall. In the front here, I did put some peppers because I had extras. I bought starts, like hot peppers and bell peppers. So there's a few sprinkled in there. I find that these critters don't really like eating peppers or tomatoes. They don't really bother those either. So over here, everything's doing well. Oh, look at those. These are so beautiful. This pansy viola, whichever it is. I got this tray from one of the local greenhouses, and that color, I've never seen that color before on one. There's another hydrangea in there. I love hydrangeas. It's like one of my favorite top 3 flowers. two of my apple trees look very healthy and vibrant. One, the apples that were setting on it didn't look good, so I took them all off. This one has a couple at the bottom that look okay. This one defoliated, so again, I think it's had some kind of fungal issue, so I'm just leaving that one, and hopefully next year it'll be okay. Of course, I'll spray it with fungicide as we go through the season. And this is the last patch of the irises here, and I'm gonna wrap this up because I have to get to work. But everything over here is lush. Look at that. Lots of feverfew, which I use as a cut flower filler. So I think I have a yellow variety and a white up here. Lots of those lilies still left. There was a bunch of them here. That's the biggest clump I removed, but it was getting really crowded. As you can see, there's a big clump here, a big clump here, and just I moved some of these. There's just a couple here, but these lilies are multiplying, so I have been separating them and moving them around the garden. They get really tall, and they're pretty. They're just white. Yeah, and then I have alliums over here that are some white ones, looks like I purchased, that are getting ready to bloom. So, and this 9 bark is getting huge. Look at that. That's pretty. And then this one I had to tie up a bit because it was floppy, but this is also a 9 bark, just a different variety. But 9 bark makes a great filler for flower bouquets. That's why I have so much of it going on around. And that's pretty much all I got. My pots are still, for the most part, going strong. At least the big ones are. The hostas are doing okay, but the coleus not so much. I did lose that mock orange. It died. That was in that pot. It was in that pot for 2-3 years, and it did okay. It bloomed last year, so I don't know, maybe the cold hit it and it didn't like it, and so it was a goner. Yeah. And then these spirea are gonna bloom soon. They have light pink flowers on them. What else? Oh, my clematis died. That was in this pot. It was a red one that I was looking forward to wrapping around this post, but it died, so that's no more. And that's kind of the highlights of what's going on in the front garden. It's yeah, it's looking good. The only thing I have to do up here is I got several bags of mulch here, as you can see, and I need to spread that out. But other than that, I'm not doing anything else up here this season. I'm going to try to order these lilacs in the fall for fall delivery if I can get my hands on some. I have a mail order source that I want to use, but if not, then I'll add them gradually over the next year or so. But yeah, that is the end of this front garden tour, and I did it in record time. Usually I spend 45 minutes talking on these things, and this one was only 20 minutes, so pretty good. All right, until next time, bye bye.